What's up, kiddos? Welcome to the Blue Review. It's your boy, the Big CY. Blue Review is, of course, presented by Los Angeles International Airport. Hire LAX creates life-changing career opportunities for Los Angeles residents. For more information, check out Hire LAX at Eventbrite. All right, look, the Dodgers are getting popped left and right. This is not fun to watch on a lot of levels. And the question becomes at this point, how is this team supposed to win a playoff series? Like, let's actually think about it. I was just talking with Travis Rogers about this on their show, Travis and Sliwa. Check that out, 10-1 on, obviously, ESPN 710. And his theory is they're going to basically have to tank all games that they get down early. Meaning, you get into a 4 or 5 run hole by the third, you're just going to have to let somebody get out there and get beat up from a starting pitching standpoint. That, to me, sounds like a great way to lose a lot of ball games. I'm not saying that he's wrong. I'm just saying that the stress level on that is really high. It's really hard to win baseball games like that, rather win series if you're doing it that way from game to game. My personal opinion is that you've got to maximize your front-end batting in the context of this. We've said this before. The Braves lead the league in first inning runs. The Dodgers are second. I'm not sure if that's still the case. That was the case a week ago. You've got to chase starters. That's the only way you're going to be able to be in this, is that you've got to make sure that your offense is the best part of your team every night. And I don't just mean in terms of what people think going in. I mean in terms of actual execution. They're going to have to score 8 runs a game in order to win the playoffs. That's just what it comes down to, because the idea of bullpen games, like you set it up such that the bullpen runs all of it, you might be dealing with that anyway. You know what I'm saying? In terms of what you've got from a starting pitching standpoint. So don't love the situation with the starters. We've discussed this ad nauseum at this point. But I think that what you're focused on as the Dodgers is chasing other teams' starters. It's unfortunate that, in fact, that they pass all the way to the second round, because you kind of think, man, they're going to face a team that they're least likely to beat because that team will have already beaten somebody. And maybe you catch somebody on an off day or an off series in the sense that their pitchers aren't lined up. But it is going to be very stressful baseball for the Dodgers once the playoffs start. Parker, what's the situation with Ohtani?
So, you mentioned starting pitching,
yes,
and it's been terrible to say the least. So, moving forward with the Dodgers, what is next? You know, being that Kershaw, is this the end? Urias situation, we know what that was. Shohei Ohtani has been linked to the Dodgers for the longest time here, and he was obviously their number 1 target. Do things change now that the agent has come out saying he will need something to eventually change and repair the UCL, but not necessarily the Tommy John?
I think things change because the pitcher, Ohtani, is the player that the Dodgers need. The batter is one thing. He's a DH. I get it. So you can slot him into the lineup, and you're not going to keep JD Martinez or whoever it may be forever. But I do think that the value to him has changed drastically, and I think that they would have needed the pitcher more. We just got through talking about this. If Clayton Kershaw walks away, Clayton Kershaw is old. He's losing it on his fastball. And I don't mean to say that in terms of somehow he's some sort of a problem. I just mean this is age and this is function. If he walks away, you're going to need to replace that starter. Shohei can't replace him at pitching at this point. That's just not something that's realistic. Sure, you can get a bat, but are you going to pay that much for somebody who might never pitch again? Is sort of the larger question there. And I think that that's a very difficult one for the Dodgers to answer, because as great as it would be to have a guy like that, and as fun as it would be to have him in your lineup, if he can't throw, you're looking at a completely different, just comparison of who you want and who you are. As for what his agent said, though, don't love that. Don't love the some type of something sometime down the line. That doesn't feel good. That strikes me as a guy who doesn't know, and by a guy I mean Shohei, what he wants to do, and that's fair. But this might have been the best season you ever saw out of any baseball player in your life. And I think that we knew that as it was happening, but I don't think we thought that it would be the last one. And I think that's kind of where we are right now, and it's kind of a tough one. So anyway, that's all I got. I'm Clinton Yates. Greg Bourbon, we'll see if we see him tomorrow. I'll be out on the golf course at Black Gold. We'll talk to some fans about their thoughts about the Dodgers. And thanks, of course, to LAX. You're watching Blue Review.